Hey all, how you doing? Snooty here. This is the World Base Tour 9000 Day Part 2. I've had to reshoot this unfortunately because the Part 2 video had loads of static going on, so the day counter might not represent correctly. But I'm just basically reshooting it. So I'll keep with the same content as the previous video. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we won't get any more static and I won't have to reshoot anymore. It's very strange, but never mind. We press on. So we were left at the auto trasher and we'll now move on to the automatic fish farm, which is just here. This was really fun to build. Really clever game mechanics. Again, the people that figure these things out, it's just amazing really. Very clever. So I'll give you an example of it working. So you do your cast, and you hold down your button, and then you do your F3T, and then off it goes. Yeah, it's very clever, I must say. Why are you not casting? Wow, these farms, they really do not want to do what they used to do. Why are you not casting? Anyway, it does work. Oh yeah, there you go. It's working now. I'll show you one more. And then I'll stop. There you go. Automatic casting. Really clever. all the oh, there you go. Wow. Look at those bits that you got. So these are already in here, but got a few extra things. I didn't even realise you can get prismarine shards. Obviously, that's because I'm on the latest update. I think this was built quite a few versions back. Very clever down here as well, how it all works. Yeah, you know, the concepts of these farms is really clever. Really enjoyed building it. So yeah, that's the treasure and loot fishing farm. So moving on next is a friend of mine who played in this world for a little while, but because it's a hardcore world, they ended up dying. So I decided to do like a little tomb here for them, just by the automatic fishing farm. So as like a little bit of a homage. So I think it looks nice, just adding history to the world. It's how it is. You know, it's always nice, you know, not deleting things or anything along those lines. Try to keep everything as history. That's exactly what I've done. Right, so moving on is the original iron farm. So this was the first iron farm that was basically ever built. Very simple design, still produces really well, but it is actually decommissioned at the moment because it's not needed. So when this was built, you were able to trade and infect and cure up to 5 times to get the max discount. So all these guys down here are all 1 emerald for 1 piece of iron. Hello all, how are you? Your wonderful and lovely leader is back to say hello to you. I hope you're all doing good. Here are the zombies that I originally put in here. And I'll give you a little demonstration of what happens, even though I'm sure you've known the demonstration before, but if I flick this trapdoor, they'll start going crazy, and then what would normally happen is an iron golem would spawn at the top. And then every time, oh, whoops, I actually didn't mean to get too close. I lost a few hearts. I better eat something. Just eat some food. But yeah, this was early game iron. Worked absolutely amazing. As you can see, look, there's the one iron for the one emerald and one piece of coal. Amazing trades. I never really did too much decoration in here, to be honest, but they never seemed to complain, so I didn't really worry about a decoration. Anyway, I shall see you all later. Enjoy. And then moving on from here is just a very basic Bonemeal creator. This again was really early on. This was a way of getting Bonemeal. And all it is just basically a hopper going into a composter, and then out comes Bonemeal. Really simple. Works really well, but don't really use it anymore. But I just decided to leave it there. So it's good. Was good at the time. Let's just say that before you build something better. Anyway, let's move now into the house. It's always extremely noisy in here, unfortunately. Charles kind of runs the place in there. I'll show you Charles later. Anyone who's watched the previous videos will know who Charles is. So, a nice big house that I built. This was quite small when I first started, but I've slowly extended it over time. Everything that you could possibly need. Maybe I'm missing a few things, but this all seems to function well for me. Got all the food that I need. Any food I need to produce, I can make and then store it in the chests, including these particular items as well. These cats have been basically stuck in these boats basically ever since pretty much day one, because they were running around and got trapped. Yes, it's kind of your fault really, isn't it? And here as well, yeah, you too. I'm not going to let him out. Mr. Wither Skeleton basically came out of the portal, which is right close to the house, in the very early days, and I trapped him in the boat here, and he's basically been here ever since. So and actually funnily enough, there just happens to be some Nether music playing while I'm speaking to him. We'll let him wither me, shall we? Oops. There you go, he's happy now. He likes to do that sometimes. I call it more of a playful tap, really. And then moving just through into here, basically an infinite water source for if you ever need any water. Got a few buckets ready. So infinite water source, then a cobble and stone generator. This was early game as well. Bit of a repeating clock here, or a circuit, you could say. Using redstone just basically to move this piston backwards and forwards, and I'll show you how it works. If I stand on here and then put myself into position, basically mine the blocks. If I want cobblestone, I just use a pickaxe without silk touch on, and if I want stone, I just use the pickaxe with silk touch on. Works really well. Lots of stone, as you can see. Lots of cobblestone. This is where I store all the other bricks, the stairs, and all the other necessary parts. Walls. This was all extended basically into this little area here where I've basically kept anything that I've scavenged. So all this in here is basically end loot, as you can see. and then iron swords and chest plates and all this kind of stuff. Boots, and then the jungle temple here. We've got the loot that came out of the jungle temple, and then the woodland mansion. We've got the loot that came out of the woodland mansion. I made a video on both these two, and I just brought the items back to store here, and then I've got some empty chests here for when I next visit another structure, and then I'll bring the loot back, and then I'll store it in here. And then eventually, at some point, I'm probably gonna have to think about extending this further. But there you go. So basically, a house extension. The house actually ended at this wall originally, and I've just extended over time. Just like as the needs must, I guess you could say. So upstairs, old Charles is there to greet me already. Hello, Charles. How are you? Oh, you're quite quiet today. Well, that makes a change, doesn't it? I actually generally hate coming in this house because of all the noise that Charles likes to make, but he's actually quiet today, so well done, Charles. So, a little brewing area, all the ingredients that you need, anything that you want to make. I think I'm probably missing some ingredients, but primarily I got pretty much everything that I need. And then you can pull your potions and then put them in here. So anything that you might need at the time, you can just brew whatever you need at the time, really. Nice little box containing some music discs, what I've managed to collect so far. There's quite a few missing, but I will slowly keep working on this and just filling it up as I'm going. An Enderman put this block here a long time ago, and I just thought it was quite funny how it just so happened to be right in front of the door, so I left it. Charles found that quite funny, didn't you, Charles? Yeah. Oh, really, Charles? Yeah. Oh dear, Charles, he's so funny. This used to be an old AFK spot that where I used to go if I needed to go AFK for a moment. This was a long time ago, many thousands of days ago. Me and my son's beds. I can't remember which one is my son's bed. I think it's that one, but I've just left it. Got some armor trims here that were collected, and this chest contains some thorns enchantments that my son was messing around with. And just over here is a birthday cake and a pillager, but we stay away from him because he's got a bow, not a bow. What do you call it? Oh, what are they called? The ones that shoot 3 arrows, anyway. So that and I just put a little cake on top of a gold block there. So I think that brings it round to the end, really, up here. Now we'll lead on down to a little bit of an enchantment area now. Got some books if I ever need any. Got bottles of enchanting if I need them, and some lapis. A full level 30 setup. And Mr. Cat here, who's sitting on here. I still haven't named Mr. Cat. I really should do. But she has been sitting up there quite happily. So, and this is what I've been using to get any enchantments that I need. So moving on is basically a record of every time certain hallmarks for the world was reached. So the world was established on the 27th of June 2023. And then we go all the way down to when the dragon was defeated on day 243 on the 16th of the 7th 2023. So continuing all the way around until we hit the first 1,000-day milestone, which was September 23, and then continuing around 2,000 days still in 23, continuing all the way down until we get to 2,900, which is here, which was in 24. And then this was when I first started streaming on YouTube, which was day 2,981, and that was in May 2024. So I decided to put a little area up just to preserve the history again. 3,000 days on May 24. So continuing down again. So we now hit the 4,000 day mark in September 24. And then continuation all the way down and all the way along until we hit the 5,000 day mark, which was in December 24. So on the first 2025, the world was forked, and the mods that were added were leveled mobs, aura skills, and blazing caves. So the leveled mobs increases the strength of the mobs, and the aura skills increases the strength of the player. So it's all a bit of a balance and act. So it doesn't technically damage any of the core elements of the game. It's still the same. So it's still technically a vanilla hardcore world. And then you've got the Blazing Caves advancement pack, which I've been going through. Anytime I've got any advancements, I have put any reward I've received in the Blazing Caves, which will be shown. So continuation all the way down here until we reach 6,000 days, which was in May 2025. All the way down here to the 7,000 day mark, which was in August 25. Every single one of these milestones is backed up with photographic evidence as well at the time, showing the day counter. All down here as well, 8,000 days on February 26. We're now into this year. All the way this way until we get to the 9,000 day mark, which is here, which I've still not turned green yet. I did in the previous run of part 2, we actually did a sign for the 9,000 days, which was a little bit of a shame that we lost that, but that was achieved on the 28th of the 6th, 2026. We hit the 9,000 day mark. And then all these are blank. So with a bit of luck, we'll fill these, and there should be enough to get us up to about 11,000 days, I think, if my calculations were correct. But yeah, it's basically a record of everything that's been done. So there you go. A little bit of a back entrance. It is raining actually out here, which is a little bit annoying, but never mind. It's got to rain sometimes. A little bit of a fire going on out here, and the ability to grab a seat. Quite funny to be able to sit up the table and next to the fire. Bit of a sort of an area here. This was all built at the same time as well, just to create a bit of a cover. And then just round the other side, it's basically identical. So same again, nice fire and a nice little seating area. And then this structure was built, a little bit of an AFK spot up there. But yeah, there you go. Oh, lovely. That's absolutely fantastic. Oh. Oh, are you kidding me? Wow. I better sleep really, better I, before everything gets trashed. Oops, I actually escaped out of there. I don't sleep normally, you see. Right, now where did that lightning strike before things start getting wrecked? Anyway, I think we'll leave it there. There we go. So part 3 is on the way. Will be the original part 3. This was part 2 that I've had to redo due to a load of static and God knows what else going on, so I'm not sure why. But anyway, I shall catch you in part 3. Speak to you later. Bye for now.